Let us make this even more clear by doing a question ourselves. Now it says find the cost of fencing. Fencing means that you are going to go round your particular shape by putting, here it's rectangle, and you are putting maybe a wired fence, or you are maybe putting a, say, any kind of fence, a wooden fence, anything. But that just means that you are putting a good boundary around whatever land you are occupying, right? So now here this is, say this is a rectangular farm, so I have colored it in green. So here this farm has got the length of 24 meters. So this is given that the length of this farm is 24 meters, and the breadth is also given, it is 18 meters. So this particular side is 18. So if length is 24, so this is also 24, and the other side is also 18, right? Now we are going to use the formula to calculate the perimeter of this particular rectangle. The question also says that we are going to put the fencing. When you're putting a fencing, you're putting some boundary across a land. It may cost some amount to you. So if say you are fencing with a wire, so this is a wire which you might use to fence this particular plot. So when you are putting a wire, the wire needs to be of some cost. You buy it, and when you buy something, you need to pay certain amount. So here it is given that the cost of fencing this particular rectangular farm is rupees 8 per meter. Here the rupee sign is missing, so it is 8 rupees per meter. For every meter, say this is whole is 24 meter, out of which if we are like dividing this into 24 parts, so each part 1 meter is costing 8 rupees to us. Okay, let us see how you can use this information. We'll do it later, but first of all what we need is that how much wire, how much fencing is required all around this particular farm. Okay, so let us write down the perimeter of the farm. So we know that we can calculate the perimeter of a particular rectangular shape by working out the formula which is 2 times length plus breadth. So here I'm just writing L for length and B for breadth. So let's put the values. So it's 2 times length is 24 and breadth is 18 meters. So let us work it out. So 8 added to 4 is 12, and this is 2, 3, 4. So it is 2 times 42. What is 2 times 42 is 84 meters. So this is the total perimeter of the rectangular farm. Now it says that for every meter we need to pay 8 rupees. Okay, and here we have got 84 meters. So if fencing costs 1 meter equals 8 rupees, right? So 84 meter equals 84 times by 8 rupees, right? So let us find what is the answer to 84 times by 8. So it is 672 rupees. Okay, so when you're finding the cost of something, the answer should be in rupees or dollars or whatever the denomination is given to you. Now moving ahead, it says find the perimeter of the following rectangle. So we are going to use the formula, or if you want, you can directly do it by adding all the sides. Here we are going to compare, that is we are going to find the perimeter by adding all the sides and then by using the formula. Okay, so let us quickly get the answers here. In this second one, in the first one we are given it already, so we are not going to see that particular. It's just 25 centimeter length and 12 centimeter as breadth. So you can add 25 plus 12 plus 25 plus 12. So the answer is 74. And the same answer is obtained when we use the formula 2 times 25 plus 12. Okay, let's do this the same way. Here it is 0.5 meters and 0.25 meters. Okay, so let us add 0.5 plus 0.25. So we are just adding 0.5, 0.25 plus 0.5 plus 0.25. Okay, this is how we are also going to add. So let us find the answer. 0.5 plus 0.5 plus 0.25 plus 0.25. The answer is 1.5 and this is in meters. Now let us use the formula to find the perimeter, that is 2 times length plus breadth. So what is the answer of adding length plus breadth is 0.25 plus 0.5, that is 0.75. If we times 0.75 by 2, the answer is 1.5 meters as well. So again we see that the answers are same. The next one is 18 centimeters and 15 centimeters. So let us add it formally. So 18 plus 15 plus 18 plus 15, it is equal to 66 centimeters. And please be very careful with the units. When it's measured into meters, you must write meters in your answer. If it is in centimeters, you must write centimeters in your answer. Now using the formula, so 18 plus 15 is 33. And if we times it by 2, it is 66 centimeters. Same answer. Now moving to the last one, it is 10.5 plus 8.5 plus 10.5 plus 8.5. The answer is 38. And this is in centimeters. Using the formula for the same, it is 10.5 plus 8.5. The answer is 19. And if we times it by 2, the answer is 38 centimeters. So this particular slide shows and verifies that how if we use two different methods to calculate the perimeter of a rectangle, we are going to get the same answer. Okay. Now moving ahead. Here, the question says that Shabana wants to put a lace border all around a rectangular table and table cover, which is 3 meters long and 2 meters wide. We need to find the length of the lace that is required. So say this is the table, which is a rectangular table, and she needs to put a lace. So this is the lace. Okay, so we are required to find how much she needs to put the lace and what needs to be the perimeter or length of this particular lace. So length of the lace is basically the perimeter because you are going to put it all around the shape, right? So let us find it out. So Shabana wants to put, so let us write length of the lace required. So the length of the lace required is, it is 3 meters long and 2 meters wide. So it's very simple. How we can do? 2 times length plus breadth. So the length is 3 and the breadth is 2. So 2 added to 3 is 5 and my answer is 10 meters. Okay, because the question says meters and meters, long and wide. So the answer must also be in meters. Moving to the next question, an athlete takes 10 rounds. This is something very important. 10 rounds of a rectangular park. What is the length and width of this particular park is? This is 50 meters long and 25 meters wide. Okay, and how many rounds he's taking? He's taking 10 rounds. If we are finding the perimeter of this particular rectangle, it will give 1 round. Is that clear? If we start from this point and we keep adding all these 4 sides, we are going to get the perimeter of the shape. That is basically 1 round. So he is going to take 10 such rounds. So we need to find the answer for 10 rounds. Okay. So let us find the total distance. In order to find the total distance, let us first write down what is the perimeter of this shape. Okay. So perimeter of the rectangular park is equal to 2 times length plus breadth, right? So what is the length? Length is 50 meters and the breadth is 25 meters. So 25 and 50 adds up to give 75 and 75 times by 2 is equal to 150. So 150 meters is the total perimeter of this particular rectangle. Now what do we need? We need to find the total distance covered by the athlete. So total distance covered by athlete is equal to 10 times 150 meters. I hope this is clear. The number of rounds, we times it by the perimeter. So this gives 1500 meters. That is 1500 meters. If we want to convert this into kilometers and meters, we know that 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. So it will be 1 kilometer and 500 meters. So it's your wish, whichever way you want to write the answer, that's correct. Now let's do the next question. It says find the perimeter of a rectangle whose length and breadth are 50, 150 and 1 meter respectively. Now again look at the question and read it carefully. It says the length is 150 centimeters and breadth is 1 meters. So we are given different units, so it needs to be taken care of. So this is 150 centimeters and this is 1 meter. How can I write 1 meter in centimeters? I am going to convert meters into centimeters. So 1 meter is basically 100 centimeters. So this length I am writing as 100 centimeters. Clear? Let us use the same. So perimeter of rectangle is equal to 2 times length plus breadth, right? So 2 times, what is the length? It is 150 centimeters and breadth is 1 meter. So we need to write both the numbers in single unit, okay? So I'm using centimeter as the unit here. So it is 100 here as well. So the answer is, so this is in centimeters now, okay? So this is 2 times, it is 250 centimeters. So the answer is 500 centimeters. So this is the answer that we have got when we have converted the meters to centimeters and then we have calculated the perimeter for this particular rectangular shape. Clear? Now we will move ahead. And yes, of course, if you want, you can write down this answer in meters as well. So it could be either 500 centimeter or you can just write it as 5 meters. Both ways the answer is correct. Now the fourth question, it says a farm has a rectangular field of length and breadth 240 meters and 180 meters respectively. We want to fence it with 3 rounds of rope. So the rope that we are using, so say this is the rectangular field and we are going to tie rope all around it. So 1, 2, 3. So this is how the fencing would look like after making 3 rounds of rope all around it. Okay, so I hope this is giving you a little more clear picture how the fencing is done of a rectangular field, which is 240 meters in length and 180 meters in width, right? He wants to fence it 3 rounds of rope. What is the total length of rope that he needs to use? So first let us calculate the perimeter of the, this is the farmer has got field of the field is equal to 2 times length plus breadth. So 2 times, what is length? 240 plus 180, right? So let us write down the answer of, so it's 0, 2 and 4. So it is 2 times 420 and everything that we are working is in meters, right? So it is 840 meters. Now we have calculated, once we are going round the shape is the perimeter, we need to take 3 such rounds. So what do we need to do? Length of the rope required. So the length of the rope that is required is 3 times the perimeter. So it is equal to 3 times 840 meters. I hope you are clear why we have used this particular step of multiplying 840 by 3, because we need 3 rounds of rope. So 840 timesing it by 3 gives the answer as 2520 meters. Okay, so let us convert this in kilometers. It is also another way to write down the answer. So it is 2 kilometers 520 meters, or we can write this also as 2.520 kilometers. Okay, either way you can write down these answers. So instead of equals, let me just write or. So these are the different ways to write the same answer. Moving ahead, it says find the cost of fencing a rectangular park of length and breadth so given, and the rate is given to us, that is rupees 12 per meter. So let us draw a rectangular park. It's 250 meters here and 175 meters here. Okay. Now let us find what is the perimeter. So perimeter is equals to 2 times length plus breadth. I hope now you're very confident to use this particular formula to find the perimeter for rectangle. Right. So this is 2 times 250 plus 175. This is in meters. So 250 added to 175 is equal to 425 meters. Now 425 meters timesing it by 2 gives 850 meters. So this is the perimeter of this particular rectangular shape. Right, we need to find the cost of fencing. That is the main question. So cost of fencing, right, because for one it says 12 rupees per meter. Per meter means for 1 meter. Cost of fencing for 1 meter is equal to rupees 12. So for 1 meter it is given 12 rupees. So cost of fencing for 850 meters equal to 12 times by 850, and this is, we are calculating the amount, so this needs to be in rupees. Okay, so 850 timesing it by 12 gives the answer 10,200. So this is the cost of fencing this particular field, right, with the perimeter 850 meters, and the cost will be 10,200 rupees. Moving to the next concept that we are going to understand in this lesson, it says regular closed figure. So listen to this carefully. It's regular closed figure. You are confident to work with the perimeters of closed figure. Now we are coming to regular figures. Very simple this particular part is. However, little interesting part that we are going to cover is that what this regular word stands for. Regular stands for those particular figures where all the lengths of the sides, they are equal to each other. So it says the figures with equal length of sides and an equal measure of angle is known as a regular closed figure, or we call it a regular polygon. Clear? Perimeter of regular polygon is the number of sides times by the length of one side. Very simple. Here you can see the perimeter of a square. How many sides are there in a square? Total 4 sides, right? So if you know the length of one side, you will calculate the perimeter of square by timesing it by 4. This is the formula in order to calculate the perimeter of a square. It says square is a regular polygon with how many sides? 4 sides, and each of these sides, they are equal to each other. So the perimeter of this particular square, we can either write it as each of the side we adding them together, but as all the sides are equal, so instead of writing side plus side plus side plus side, we can simply say 4 times by side. So perimeter of a square is 4 times the length of the side. Clear? Let us see one example, then it will be very much clear to you. It says find the perimeter of a square whose side length is 25. So I'm just going to put a square here first. So this is a square, and as it says, each of its sides is 25 centimeter. So say this is 25 centimeter, this is also 25 centimeter, this is also 25 centimeter, and this one is also 25 centimeter. Now, how can we find its perimeter? If we are using the conventional way in order to find the perimeter. How we'll do? We'll say 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25 and everything is in centimeters. This is one of the way that we were using so far in the lesson. But now, because we know about the formula to find the perimeter of these regular shapes that have got all the sides equal, instead of using this method, we'll simply do 4 times by the length of side. So 4 times, what is the length of the side? It is 25. What is 4 times 25? It is 100 centimeter. Clear? We simply times the length by 4. Very simple. Moving ahead to the next one. Here we are going to talk about an equilateral triangle. I hope you know that equilateral triangle is a regular polygon with all the 3 sides and the angles equal. So if all the 3 sides are equal, so the formula of perimeter will be 3 times the side of length of 3 times the length of a side. So let us see the example. It says find the perimeter of a triangle having each side of length 13 centimeters, right? So how can we do this? Simply using the formula, let us find the perimeter. So perimeter is equal to 3 times length of each side, right? So here 3 times, what is the length of each side? It is given 13 centimeters. So the answer is 39 centimeters. Simple. Equilateral triangle, 3 sides, so we times it by 3. Now if suppose you have got a pentagon, it has got 5 equal sides. So now what are you going to multiply each side with? 5, right? So find the perimeter of the pentagon having each side of length 9 centimeters. So using the formula in order to, I'm just writing a capital P to denote perimeter, okay? Perimeter of a pentagon having 5 sides. So we do 5 times length of each side, okay? So 5 times 9 and the answer is 45 centimeters. Simple. I hope it's clear. Just you make sure that you do remember that pentagon stands for 5 sides. Now coming to hexagon. Hexagon has got 6 sides and because it's a regular hexagon, so all these 6 sides are equal to each other. So simple formula is 6 times the length of each side. So the perimeter, we can write it by the capital P is equal to 6 times by the length of each side, that is 6 times by 15 centimeters, and 15 times by 6 is equal to 90 centimeters. The shape that you see here, now it is octagon. Why it is called octagon is because that it has got 8 sides, and because it is a regular octagon, that means we have got 8 equal sides. So the perimeter will be 8 times length of each side, right? So let us find the perimeter. So I'm writing P for perimeter. It equals 8 times length of each side. So length of each side, because it's regular, is given as 7 centimeter. So it is 8 times 7 and this is in centimeter. This is again, I'm again telling you to make sure that you do remember that whenever you're writing these measurements, you are always given the units in which you need to write. So these units needs to be written every time accurately as per it's given in the question. So this is 8 times 7, so it is 56 centimeters. Moving ahead to the next question. Here it says that find the distance traveled by Shaina if she takes 3 rounds of a square park of side 70 centimeter. So now the shape that we are given is square. I hope you do remember what is the formula to find the perimeter of a square. So because perimeter of a square which has got all the 4 sides of equal length, it is 4 times side. So here what is the side given to us? It is 70 meters. So let us write what is 4 times 70 and this is in meters. 280 meters. So I hope this is clear. We have calculated the distance traveled by Shaina If she takes, okay, she's taking 3 rounds. So this is the perimeter when we have just gone once to all the sides. We have taken just a single round all over its boundary. So this is once, but we need to take, what is the answer for 3 such rounds? So distance traveled by Shaina is 3 times 280 meters, because 280 is the perimeter of the square, and here she is taking 3 such rounds. So we do 280 times by 3, and the answer is 840 meters. I hope this is clear. Make sure that whenever you are writing this answer, just recheck the question, that you are not asked to find the cost of fencing, or maybe they're asking you to find the 3 rounds or 10 rounds you go around the perimeter. So this is something you need to take care of, right? Moving to the next one. It says Pinky runs around a square field. It is again the shape given to us is a square field. Okay, so this is a square field, and it says that of side 75 meters. So each side is 75 meters. Bob runs around a rectangular field. So now we have got another shape that is rectangular, and it says that its length is 160 meters and breadth is 105 meters. Who covers more distance and by how much? Okay, so we are going to find here the perimeter of 2 different shapes. One is square. So let us calculate the perimeter of square, right? So because it's a square, it is 4 times the side, and what is the length of the side given to us is 75 meters. So we do 4 times 75, and because this is in meters, so it is 300 meters, right? So this is the perimeter of the square field. So this is what Pinky is running, right? And now let's calculate for the rectangle. I hope you do remember what is the formula to calculate the perimeter of a rectangle. It is 2 times length plus breadth, right? So what is the length here? Length is 160, and what is the breadth? It is 105. Okay, so what is 160? 160 added to 105 is 265. 206, so let's try 265, and this is in meters again, and we need to times it by 2. So the answer is 530 meters, right? So now we know how much Pinky is running and how much Bob is running. So can you tell me who covers more distance? Clearly, this particular distance, that is 530, this is a bigger perimeter. So Bob runs more distance compared to Pinky. And the question also asks you by how much. So by how much? So the difference we calculate by doing 530 take away 300, right? So the difference is 530 meters. Take away 300 meters. The answer is 230 meters. So this is the difference in the total distance that Bob is covering compared to Pinky, right? This is how much more he's running compared to Pinky. Moving to the next question, it says find the perimeter of a rectangular pentagon. Pentagon, I hope you know, it has 5 sides, and because this is regular, so all the sides are measuring the same, that is 3 meters. So what is the perimeter of a pentagon? 5 sides, so 5 times by length of each side. So what is the length of each side given to us? It is 3 centimeters. So the answer is 15 centimeters. Simple. Moving to the next one. It says find the perimeter of a regular hexagon, and we are given. Okay, so here, look, this question is again very interesting. It says the perimeter of a regular hexagon is given. Okay, so let us write perimeter of regular hexagon is equal to 18 centimeters. This is the perimeter given to us. We need to find the length of each side. Okay, we know that the perimeter formula to find the length, like when we use the formula of perimeter in corresponding to the regular hexagon, hexagon has got 6 sides. So it is 6 times by length of each side, right? So now what we do, we know what is the value of this perimeter. We put 18 for perimeter. Here we have got 6 times by the side. Okay. So in order to calculate side, can you think 6 times what number gives you 18? So 6 times, read your 6 times table. 6 times what number is 18? So it is 3, right? So let us say right hand side, 6 times 3 is equal to 18. Therefore, length of each side is equal to 3 centimeters. I hope this is clear.